Guys, this is the extent to Disney how Disney Star Wars. Star Wars used to be an event. It used to be a cultural phenomenon. Now there are shelves of literal toys sitting on ollies. And it's literally just the thing you stream um on Disney Plus, which I'll get into how I think streaming is a very bad habit in a minute. Watching streaming shows feels toxic to me. I just ick. No. Not if it's something that's really good, not really good. Like if it's something like Stranger Things or Good Game, fine. Fine. Stream it all you want. But if it's not something that's great, you can skip the show. That's the thing, right? Is and most of the Disney Plus content's crap anyway. I'll talk about that in a later vid. But basically, they turn it into something you watch while you flip your phone, go to the bathroom, just do whatever the fuck you want. And it's like, why? Why would you do that, Disney? It used to be a cultural phenomenon, an event. The closest fucking thing, we've gone to that event status is the Star Wars Jedi game. Now, those ones are events because they're actual stories being told and they're exciting. That's because they're get long form games you can play actually. Whereas, all this Disney Plus junk, Disney Plus like just slop you're feeding us. No. It's not an event. That's a boring, mundane, okay, there's another season of Andor, let's watch this. What were you thinking when doing that, Disney? Star Wars is supposed to not pay like they're cannibalizing it. And what's worse is that the Rebuild the Galaxy special was more special than the actual, more of an event and more of a like actual cultural milestone event than. That's the problem, right? You're not even making shows as good as Netflix are. They're making shows like Squid Game, Season 2 and 3, Stranger Things 5 and prequel series. They're making a One Piece Netflix series. Even the Avatar series, Last Airbender series, was not as bad as like the Disney Plus schlop you feed us. I'd rather watch that than watch another season of The Acolyte. That was ass. That was awful. That was shit. But I trudged through the Acolyte. I'm gonna trudge through Skeleton Crew, and I'm like, this is not healthy to be watching all of this. It's not because either you have to turn your brain off and then fall asleep, or you have to scroll for your phone to keep your attention, or go to the bathroom. It's so weird. No. Don't even give. And then you have like what? And here's another reason why I think Disney ruined Star Wars. You know why? Back in the day, before Disney bought the franchise, all we ever knew them for is for making kids' movies. They were like the Nintendo of movies. Nintendo made kids' games. And games for families. They still do. They've yet to go around, tell EA, Disney's buying you, I'm gonna buy Mass Effect from you. And just, buy Mass Effect in whole. Um, just keep in mind, that's not okay. Mass Effect fans and Nintendo fans alike, both of you guys admit it'd be very weird if Nintendo had Mass Effect instead of EA. Right? Right? I get EA's done a bad job, but it's a lot like how George has done a bad job with the prequels. So it would be so weird if Disney sold Star Wars. If EA sold like Mass Effect to Nintendo. That makes no sense. The same way it was super freaking weird to hear that Disney owned Star Wars. I'm like, what the hell? You own Star Wars now, Disney, right? I'm not a Mass Effect fan, but I'm like, dude, oh, Disney owning Star Wars, that's not a fitting combination. That's not gonna work o'clock, basically. Like, why? What were you thinking, Disney? The only reason why you bought Star Wars is you were jealous I was gonna outgrow and worried that I was gonna outgrow people like me, and maybe even me. I was gonna outgrow you, Disney, and realize that Star Wars is better and become more of a Star Wars fan in life and never talk about you again. Maybe that's the way, because maybe that's what should have happened. You gotta let the... Because you gotta let things be. You can't just try to buy it just to make sure that little Caleb abandons Disney. Doesn't abandon Disney when he's a grown man. I'm abandoned... In fact, if anything, it made grown-ass man Caleb freaking angry at you and mad at every storytelling decision you make. Knowing how awful, horrible of storytellers you are. I'm sorry. And this is the problem, Disney. This is how weird it was when you bought Star Wars. It would be like Nintendo buying Mass Effect or buying Doom. Scratch that, it's more like Nintendo buying Mass Effect, because Nintendo has no quarry with Mass Effect before they bought it. You had no quarry with Star Wars other than theme park rides. What, do you think that Nintendo should buy Mass Effect because they had Mass Effect 3 on Wii U? No. Same way, you shouldn't buy Star Wars. You shouldn't have bought Star Wars because you had a Star Wars land in your theme parks. I don't know what the hell you were thinking, Disney, but clearly whatever you do, it didn't work, and if it has to come to the point where nobody's interested by Star Wars, how do I do it? Here, let me have it. Let me have Star Wars. I'll fix it. Here, give it to me. Give it to me. Give it to me. Doesn't matter. Give it to me. I'll buy Star Wars from you if I'm rich enough one day. I'll buy Star Wars from you if I'm rich enough one day. Come the new head of Lucasfilm, I'll fix the franchise you wrecked. And I'll make sure that you actually do a better job. And one last thing. I'm not going to mention any of the DEI shit in this video. Clearly, I am not brave enough for politics. And to be honest, I do not think I want to bring politics into this situation. You clearly have, Disney. You brought politics into Star Wars more than the prequels have, which even then, at least then, was just story from the own storytelling perspective, not real life politics. You brought real life politics to Star Wars. I'm like, I'm not gonna go there. I'm not gonna mention any of the DEI stuff. So, outside that stuff, I am refusing to mention due to how controversial it is, how I could be labeled as an Istan-phobe. Truth is, I voted for Kamala in 2024. I still don't think you did a good job. There's a JJ plagiarism video I'm gonna save. I'll show you what you actually did wrong and how you didn't really make good representation. You made forced diversity. There's a difference. And that's the issue, Disney. You don't know what the hell you're doing. And this is the reason why Sega partnered with Paramount instead. And DreamWorks are kicking your arses. You don't know what the hell you're doing. Your parks are overflowing with shit from the sewers or down into the, like, cafes at Epcot. Rides are breaking down constantly. Your parks are expensive as all hell. You're going to hell. Live with it. Game over. Angry video game nerd style. I'm not happy, Disney. And you know what? I think you've mismanaged this IP enough. At this rate, you need to give Star Wars to me. I'll let you have the parks for now but let's just say I ever do make my own theme park, right? Fine. I'll make my own theme park, and I'll move Star Wars there when the time comes. We can negotiate that. After all, but you never are tempted to buy us. But Disney, so yeah, fine. For the time, we'll let you have the theme parks at Disneyland and World. We'll let you do that until we make our own. Because we're going to do that a strategic way to make sure you don't acquire the Star Wars again through buying us. I'm sorry, Mickey. Give it to me. You cannot handle Star Wars as of now. You've done a horrible job with Force Awakens, The Last Jedi, and The Rise of Skywalker. You made the whole story worst. It was just the worst. I don't think you could have done a worse job with Star Wars. I mean, you killed off all of the three main heroes in the worst way possible. Kylo Ren, Solo, Han's own son, killed him on a rip-off version of this Death Star called Starkiller Base. As a member of the First Order, which is a Empire but rebranded, Leia died in a forced Skype call asleep in her resistance base, hidden. In episode 9, in episode 8, Han 7. In episode 8, literally what happened. Are you ready for this? Leia. Luke died by getting fucking tired. How the fuck do Jedi die from getting tired? I'm like, oh, what the hell, Disney? Like, this is why I'm gonna critique your writing. And this is why, at least most of the time, I'm not going to corporate mandate as much as you've done. If I buy a property, I'm going to let the original creators do what they're doing. They're just going to have to make me money, and we're going to make them money, and we're going to be an alliance. You just corporate love to buy shit so you can corporate mandate. And yes, if I have to, I'll buy Sega to protect it from you. Fine. We can last a Sonic out to you, but I'm sorry, Mickey. You just straight up can't handle Disney making your own movies anymore. Because you didn't even do Wish right. It wasn't even 2D. Oh my goodness. You didn't even have Starboy in it, which was in the concept art. Like, oh my gosh. Oh gosh. This is why I think... Mickey. Have you ever heard of Hell? Have you heard of Hell, Mickey? Have you? No, seriously, Mickey. I'm gonna put down the phone for a minute so I can emphasize this for you. Have you heard of Hell? Because they'll chain you up, Mickey, and you'll burn in hell for all eternity if you're not careful. After all, and same goes for Bob. Truth is, the Disney villains that spoke to Bob Iger in his dreams were right. There are consequences when you literally fill all their senses with boring songs, a meager plot, and scripts that literally sound like someone's afterthought. Like, what the heck have you been writing? It's just like in that South Park episode, Jacking It to San Diego. I'll jack it to San Diego, and you're gonna go to hell after I take over. You know what they said? Jesus said to the exec in that. Have you ever heard of hell? It's gonna hurt a lot. That's you, Mickey. You're gonna literally hurt leagues if you continue doing this bullshit. Mickey, you are gonna go to hell. Looking at your actions, right? You've literally... Look what you've done to the Jonas Brothers. Jonas Brothers, they literally said, quote, you literally said, Josh, you fucking talk to me like that, you little piece of shit. That's what you said. Don't even get me started on the fact that You're not even the same company as you used to be. You're not the same company as... I don't think Square Enix would be willing to partner with you if they made Kingdom Hearts today. I think they were willing to partner with you back in the early 2000s because you actually did a good job with all your stories back in the day. A couple CEOs ago, everything that Midas touched was turned as good as gold. Look what we've done. There are consequences when you fill all of these kids send it. Boring songs, a meager plot, that feel like someone's afterthought. I'm sorry, Mickey. This is not appropriate. You've been making is not appropriate. It's R-rated, actually. It's dark. How depressing your movies have become. And I'm depressed every single time I watch Star Wars nowadays. I'm depressed. I'm really depressed. Because it all leads to sequels where the First Order rises from the ashes of the Empire, and then the Empire literally takes over. Like, I'm gonna talk while baking, okay? I'm gonna do that. They all lead to, like, all of this toxic, boring shite. Like, why would I want to watch any of these terribly written, excuse me for a moment, Disney Plus shows when they've literally been schlop? And they all lead to, like, Rey Palpatine taking Skywalker's name and all that shit. It's fucked up. And you know what? If you're gonna watch streaming, fine. Do it on a platform like Netflix, or like, I don't know, if you want South Park or Ted, fine. Peacock and Paramount. Make sure you have a show you care about on. Or if it's like Game of Thrones or Harry Potter, fine. Go to HBO. If it's what? Oh yeah, if it's like anime, fine. Go to Sony's streaming service for a streaming service, Crunchyroll. If it's any, you know what? I know I'm baking cookies, but these aren't the sugar cookies. They're chocolate chip. I like some chocolate in my flavor. I don't like whatever the hell you sugar cookies you made. They don't even look like cookies in that story. Oh yeah, I'm actually tempted to talk about how I eat spaghetti during that one scene. Actually, I've tried spaghetti. I've liked it raw with cheese. Might as well eat it while doing that as a ASMR thing. I'm serious. This is not for fucking... The stories they're making are not for kids anymore. I'm like... How could you have messed up such an amazing IP? So many worlds. Like, you could have done a Yu Zhong Vong versus New Jedi Order trilogy. You could have adapted alongside the New Republic and maybe the Imperial Remnant, all teaming up to defeat the Yu Zhong Vong alongside the New Jedi Order. You could have had a story, right? It could have been like an alien invasion War of the Worlds story, but a galaxy-wide. You could have had a story, right? Where, let's just say this, you could have had done George Lucas's original scripts would have explored the Wills a lot more. And that was disappointing that you've never even touched that, because that was a horrible, horrible idea. And you are literally deciding, hey, let's just make crap. Like, can you not make crap for the lowest common denominator for 5 minutes? Disney. Hell, I'm willing to bet gaming has had less controversies for 5 minutes. Like, they've managed to do 5 minutes straight for gaming or anime. Or any other art form and company has had less controversies for 5 minutes. You are different, Disney. You're a virus. You infect the stories that you buy. Disgusting. You infect every little asset of the production through corporate mandates, and it's like horrible storytelling, and I just don't even like it. It sucks. And yes, I am labeling this video as 18 plus on YouTube because I am sick and done with what you've done. Don't even get me started on how you started the COVID virus with fucking the bat, Randy Marsh. That's a South Park joke, but yeah. I'm serious, Disney. You've literally ruined every franchise you have touched. You even want to use the Panda Stone to warp reality to change it. So you can make March 31st real, so you can erase Mario, so you can erase, like, what? Warner Bros. Jack, joke's on you, Disney. I saw yesterday right before any of that shit happened. I was warned about it right before any of that shit happened by Dad. And they're making sure I can remember. Like Jack. Maybe even keep my stuff. So yeah, Disney, I'm not happy. I'm not happy that you're using a time warp across 3 to 4 different timelines to merge into Universe Delta back into it. To warp timelines like you're pruning timelines like the TVA. I'll reference it. Fine. Fuck it. I'll reference it that once. But pruning timeline, that's what you're trying to do. You're trying to prune every timeline out of existence. Because they're variants. I'm a variant of Wilfred. Because as such, I must be pruned and put into the void. No. It's not how it's gonna work, Disney. I'm sorry, Disney. You have literally ruined every franchise you've touched, and I can't. Hell, if you're an anime fan, fine, go to Crunchyroll. If you're a fan of Netflix shows, fine, of really cool action shows, fine, go to Netflix, watch Stranger Things, Squid Game. They're in their peak right now. Want to watch Harry Potter and Game of Thrones? Go to Max. Park. Go to Paramount. Do not watch the shite Disney has been making. Let me tell you, it's not healthy. In fact, I'm willing to bet playing games are healthier because you're at least engaging in something entertaining, and and as long as it's a good game, like a single player game or even a fun multiplayer game that's actually cooking currently, that's like actually good. You're actually not wasting your time on something useful, like entertaining yourself with a fictional story. What are you doing with, like, Disney Plus? You're wasting your time on Disney Plus schlong. That is disgusting and horrid. No, Disney. I'm mad at you. You know that, right? You know I'm mad? I'm so fucking angry. You're just like a zombie infection, Disney. And I'm sorry, I cannot approve of any of your bull. Caleb James Smith signing off. Please do not ever try to come to my house. Come to some other kid's house. I'm not a huge fan of your content. I'm saying enough is enough, Disney. Continue with this. If you do something really bad, we're gonna have to do some severe actions. Say a 1 lifetime ban from you. Or from us. From our family. A 1-time lifetime ban to you, Disney, from our family is okay. 2 lifetimes will finally forgive you. 2 lifetimes, Disney. It'll take for me to finally forgive the hell. Finally fully forgive. what you've done. 1 lifetime isn't enough to forgive. 2 lifetimes is enough. 1 lifetime ban, fine. I've agreed to a compromise. 1 lifetime ban, 2 lifetime, I will finally forgive your ass. Sorry, Disney. Cannot do this shit any longer. Bye.